Welcome to Community Spotlight, where we highlight individuals and initiatives that are strengthening our communities in meaningful ways. In this feature, we explore the important role of youth participation in community development and the work of the Clarendon Parish Development Committee. Joining us are twin sisters Kyla and Kiara Plummer, who volunteer with the organization, along with Eurica Douglas, General Manager of the Clarendon Parish Development Committee Benevolent Society. Together, they offer both the youth perspective and the institutional insight that help us better understand how community development initiatives take shape and why citizen participation matters. Thank you for joining us. Meet our youth volunteers, Kyla and Kiara Plummer. Before we talk about your volunteer work, ladies, tell us a little about yourselves. What are some of the things you enjoy doing, or what are your aspirations?
I am Kyla Plummer. I am a very driven person. I am multifaceted, meaning I have a lot of interests. So I love anything law related or developmental, mostly for personal development. I believe there's always room for improvement, so you should always be evolving in life. I aspire to be an attorney and a businesswoman. I would love to have a business regarding spa treatments mostly, so anything therapeutic.
Hi everyone, I'm Kiara Plummer. I am 22. I love watching crime series. I'm very empathetic. I love reading. I can get lost in books for days. I love music as well. And I love helping. So I like to be involved in initiatives that involve aiding others. And I would like to co-own a spa with my sister, as well as become highly affiliated with different charities.
Kyla, at what point did community service or volunteering become something you were interested in?
On the light surface, it was probably around the 9th grade, but it wasn't too serious. And then I believe in the 10th grade, I heard about the environmental science club, and I went to Denby High. So Denby High had a partnership with the Cinco in regards to recycling, and it began from there really. But on a more serious scale, voluntary work became more interesting after I started participating in the Project Star program.
What about you, Kiara?
It started in high school. I wouldn't say around the same time as her. I've always known that I wanted to be involved in voluntary services. But when I was going to school, I wasn't allowed to go on any voluntary initiative that the school was taking us on. So like beach cleanups and stuff like that, I couldn't go. So I think I've always known since then. And then, as Kyla said, the Project Star training that we did, it got me more interested in doing initiatives like those.
Now you are both volunteering with the Clarendon Parish Development Committee. What inspired you to get involved? Kyla, then Kiara.
Okay, so as regards to inspiration, I actually met an employee of the office, and we got to talking about the future and interests and all of that, and he suggested, so why not try to volunteer with the office that I work for? And initially, I didn't even know that such an office existed, and so I actually signed it, and it began from there.
Yes.
It's actually the same thing for me as well, because we got to talking about volunteer work and stuff like that, and the person mentioned the office, and we got on board.
Miss Twins, do you find that you encourage each other when it comes to volunteering and community involvement?
Oh, yes, they do. So having a twin is basically like having a mirror. So it's always, okay, I'm doing this. Where do you see yourself improving? Do you find yourself wanting to do what I'm doing as well? So it's really just that. It's like a push and pull motion. So we encourage each other to get involved with different stuff.
and we learn about each other during the process.
There should be a parish development committee in every parish, because that has so been enacted by the Local Governance Act of 2016. So the Parish Development Committee is really a voluntary group that brings together people, communities, government agencies, civil society organization, academia, everybody, all citizens, to participate in the sustainable development of the parish. And I say it very simply, we bring people together, we develop partnerships with people from every sector of life, and we develop sustainable development programs. And that's how the Parish Development Committee operates. Many people think that we're government. We get lots of questions asking, even questions via phone call asking about government-related matters. But we're actually a voluntary organization that works very closely with governments, departments, ministries, agencies. And what we do most of all is to create a space for everyone, especially young people, because that is my passion, to speak, to have a voice in everything that takes place within the parish of Clarendon.
What has been the most rewarding moment for you since becoming involved with the PDC? Kyla, then Kiara.
The secretariat is a family.
Yeah.
So it's not even work. It's like a second home, basically. Even when you're tired, even when you're sick, it's like, oh, I'm going to work.
Yeah.
But it's really, oh, I'm going to home. I'm going back to another house. So that's one of the most rewarding feelings ever. It's like you're tired, but you're never tired. And then when you go out into the spaces, and it's like you're breathing new life and new purpose into people, it's a whole different feeling, because it's breathing life back into me. It's giving me new purpose, and it's just uplifting all around, to be honest.
For me, I would have to agree with a part of what she said. Actually, all of what she said. And to say, when we went on the relief efforts post Melissa, like, to see the joy in the people's faces when you give them a package, because we gave food packages and sensitization packages, and to see that the simple things that we take for granted every single day was a real need, and they appreciated it no matter how small it was. That was very rewarding.
Even if it was just a bucket, they were just so happy, like, okay, I actually have something I can use to like fill up on water, actually do some washing.
For another young person who may want to contribute to their community but may not know where to start, Kyla, then Kiara, what advice would you offer?
I would say it starts anywhere, because I didn't know what I was doing, to be honest. I just decided, okay, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to do something. And if it's even just going to the office every day and just finding anything around the office to do, little is much when God is in it. So you're learning either way. And I would just say, even if you're in your community, you don't know anything about the community groups, if you see there's a need for something in the community, gather some of your friends and say, okay, I see that there is a problem with garbage. Let's try to do a little cleaning up and all of that. Yes, it's as simple as that, to be honest. Start anywhere, start somewhere. If it's even to create a space where, okay, we're going to start our own organization to get some work done around this space, then that's fine.
For me, I would say, I would reference what Tamaria always says to me, Tamaria Daniels. Start anywhere. Just do something. Like, take initiative. It's not there, create it. Get the funding, get the help, involve people. Even if it's just the simple people in their homes, just start somewhere and use social media. Social media is the biggest source of marketing right now.
And as we prepare to wrap, why is it important for citizens, especially young people, understand and engage with organizations like the Parish Development Committee?
You are going to be the future, and I'm speaking to every young person who may be watching this program. You are the future. You are going to be our leaders. You are going to be our decision makers. If you don't seek to start early, to look at what your needs are and look at the bigger picture, what your vision is for yourselves, and we don't all work by ourselves, for our communities, for our parish, and by extension, for the nation and the global community, then we can't work. So we have to start simple, start by looking at ourselves and start by looking at how we can build teams as a young person. Volunteerism is about building skill sets. It is giving back, it is organizing, it is supporting the vulnerable, it is supporting yourself. Sometimes, some days for us, for even myself, and I know for the plumbers, you get up in the morning and you feel depressed. And I've heard this from many of our volunteers, that they are home every day and they don't have anything to do, and I'm feeling depressed and I don't want to come out and I don't want to engage. But when you actually put yourself out there and share your vision and give a little, your blessings are multiplied. And it's not a cliche. You get so much. The reward is tremendous. I mean, if you're willing to contribute and to learn, the sky's the limit. And the charge to every young person, find a way to give, whether it is in your church, at your school, at your home. Build the family. Everybody has a family WhatsApp group. Start there. And I mean, use the digital technology, use AI, use everything that is available, and make volunteerism possible, because without volunteerism, community development is dead, because development will take place only on the basis and through the voice of technocrats. But we have to listen to people and young persons who matter, who will be here 30 years from now when some of us are gone.
Thank you, Kyla, Kiara, and Eurica, for sharing your input. This discussion reminds us that strong communities are built when youth energy and experienced leadership unite in service. Through the work of the Clarendon Parish Development Committee and the involvement of committed young volunteers like the Plumbers, we see how participation at every level helps strengthen our communities. To our viewers, thank you for joining us for this edition of SRC Community Spotlight. Continue to follow Serenity Resource Connector as we highlight the people and initiatives working to empower communities and promote civic engagement across Jamaica. I'm Winsome Sharia Witter. Thank you for watching.